Hello, today we have something a bit different, not Bach this time. We're gonna have a piece by Ligeti, Gyorgy Ligeti. I probably pronounced that wrong. It's a sonata for violin cello. It's got two movements, and this time I'm only gonna play the first movement, which is named the Dialogo, which I probably should have looked up what it meant, but the thing I want to impart on you today is that when people compose music, there's always most of the time it starts with a initial idea. It can be a theme, it can be a tune, it can be a melody, or it can be something that you've heard that you want to replicate or to build upon on. And so what you'll hear in this piece today at the start is going to be two different themes or two different motifs, or arguably one big motif or idea. And what I want you to listen out for as you listen through the piece is where each of the different motifs pop up as they repeat themselves, because that's essentially the idea of how you develop a composition. You have an idea, you put it through many different variations and iterations, and somehow you are able to kind of just put it together into something that sounds coherent. And for me, this piece is something that I find it very comforting to play, although there's no feelings or imagery I can describe to it. It's just something to me that just sounds pleasant to play. But if you kind of want to try and critically analyze it, have a listen out for the two motifs that are introduced in the beginning, and then have a listen, and then try to listen for where they recur throughout the piece as I play it. So, did you notice how differently some of the playing was? And there is a few additional what we call extended techniques, which you don't normally see in, say, classical cello music. And because this is actually a piece written in the 20th century, so hopefully you were able to hear the two themes at the start, or if you want to argue it's one big theme, that's fine with me. But I hope you found interesting how there are so many different ways you could take a theme and then you could transform it into so many different forms, and then somehow you're able to put it together in a coherent piece. So whenever you listen to your next piece, whether it's pop music or any kind of music style, listen out for a major theme or motif or melody, and try to listen for how many times it gets reiterated. That we usually kind of teach people who are learning to study music composition and theory, I guess, to begin with. So, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.